Okie dokie. Hello everyone. Let's play you. This is the demo version how I created my song As Long As I Have You. So I'm going to do a thing for a couple of my other songs just to sort of show you how I went about creating this song. So first thing I did is this acoustic picking guitar which runs all the way from the intro to the chorus and it repeats. We have a harmony line here, which is the vocals 2 line, which is panned part of the way to the right, just over 3/4 of the way to the right, so that you can hear it in the right headphone when you're listening to it on headphones, and you can't hear it in the left. The vocals are panned, you can see down here, this is the panning of the whole song. These are panned, the whole song is panned to the middle, obviously, because that's it would sound more in one ear than the other. On this vocal track, I'm going to go through the mix with you of this vocal track that we've got. So this is the one I just went through here. This is the mixing channel. So this is where you can see everything that you've got in full detail. So this is the harmony line that I have here. As you can see, the harmony line, which is this one, and this, which is the main vocal line, have the same things highlighted, so compressor and pitch correction. So on the harmony line, the compressor I have is this compressor here. I'm not sure which one I've got on I've got exactly the same on this. So what you do with this is, let me show you. This is your compressor. You can use any one of these compressors, and then you can also do custom, and you can do, if you're using drums, keyboard, guitars, or voice, and you've got all of these to choose from. So dependent on the song and what you want your vocals to sound like. Have everything here. The threshold is the thing that controls the volume here, this button. So mine is at -14 decibels. We've got ratio, makeup, which is just like how bright the vocals sound. Knee, don't really know what that is. Attack, release, and then we've got gain here. I always have the gain off because it makes it sound really different, but you can also have it on auto as well. And then I put it on a limiter with a side chain of a frequency of 7040.0 Hertz. And I've also got pitch correction on here. And what this just does is it's just the light auto tune. So what this will do is you just put in the key of your song. So we've got the root note of D and the scale of D major. This here is the response on how much you want it to sound auto-tuned, basically. This is detuning it. So obviously if you put it down, it'll tune your vocals down, and if you put it up, it'll tune your vocals up. But you want it to stay at the level that you're singing, so you put this at 0. These, which I did put on, but these are all muted as well, so an extra compressor, pedal board, channel EQ, but these are all muted, so that means that they don't appear in the song. But this vocal track is running through a bus, and it's running through bus 4. What bus is it's a sub channel, basically. It's these yellow ones that are highlighted over here where I'm highlighting my cursor, and it's basically it's reverb is what it is, and this is bus 4 here. This one I've highlighted, as you can see here. So these are your inputs. So you've got input 1, input 0, blah blah blah. This is a sampler, this track, this is a piano track, and these are all my bus tracks. So they're basically sub channels that you can send your vocals to run through a reverb setting. You can put other things on a bus like compression, pitch correction, auto tune, stuff like that, but it works best with reverb. And what that then means is you're not having your whole track as really, really reverbed. This is a bus track, which basically, this is the reverb it has. It did have chorus on it, but I took it off. Reverb here. This is the one that I use. I always use the same reverb because it's my favourite one to use. Don't want that. I want to, there we go. Okay, so let's look at this for you. So this here is the volume. that we've got. So this is the, I'm trying to point with my finger. This is the track that we've got here, the section of the track that has been highlighted. We've got the length of the reverb here. You've got it whether you can have it pre-delay and the size of the reverb. I don't really understand. I don't touch these. I just leave these alone. The things that I touch the most are adjusting these. So you can pull these up and down to adjust the sort of how much reverb you want, how like thick and thin the reverb sounds. And then this is how wet and dry the reverb sounds. But we've also got channel EQ on here as well. And I've got custom EQ. There's nothing on it, but I have an EQ channel. So it will run as an EQ, but I haven't adjusted. Basically with these, this is very difficult to explain. So it may take a little bit of time. So you'll have to bear with me. But we've got custom EQ vocal plate. Now what this is this is basically deciding on different hertz how loud or quiet and the tone of your voice in a way. So I never really use it. If I am going to use it, I always use the purple one, which is the 3000 hertz 0 decibel one. And what this does, if I was to click on it, for example, oh, I've just turned it off. If I were to click on the purple one, which is this one, drag it up. So that is my vocal track. They're the buses that this vocal track is sent to. Now we're going to move on to the chorus melodies that we've got here. So this button I'm pressing here, this S means you just solo this track, and the M means you mute the track. So this is the only one that will now play. And again on this track we have reverb, which is the Space Designer, and we have its own compressor as well, which is also a custom vintage compressor, but this isn't a vocal one, this is just a custom compressor. So we've got that. It's exactly the same as the other one. Okay, then we've got another beat on this one. This one is called Amber Slow Beat. This one only has a reverb on it, as you can see. This is the reverb I've got on this, and this is the wet and dry elements of it as well. So it gives it that sort of dum, like echo sort of effect on the background. That's basically what reverb is echo. But there is another section for echo, but we don't go into that. Then we've got whatever this is called. I've just called it beat 3 on here. This one has a vocal limiter on it. So what this does is, because it's so loud, like, as you can see, all these other things are quite like, the actual stems are very condensed and sort of in the middle. This is a lot, so it's a lot of sound. So what it's got in it is a true peak detection, so it detects the peaks on how loud it is and it adjusts it then precisely. That's why I've got it on precision. It adjusts it precisely to the rest of the song, basically, so that it's not too loud. We've got a bit of gain on it, bit of release, so that just means it's like sort of twangy, so it's sort of a twangy sound. And we've also got some look ahead on this as well. Don't really know what the look ahead does, but it's on there. So we've got that, as well as this one we do have EQ, and we have the green EQ, which is the 925 hertz EQ, which, just because it's in the middle, this gives it a little bit more of like a like, I can't quite explain it, a little bit more of a punchy sort of sound with a bit of sort of echo and EQ on it in the background as well. So we have that for that one. And then we also have another compressor on this track as well. So that's on that one. And then we've got piano chords. These are the piano chords. This one just has a compressor on it, exactly the same as the other tracks. Then we have another piano underneath, which is the next piano track. Which this one has another vocal limiter on it, but this one has slightly different proportions. So this one is look ahead of 5, but this one has a release of 250. Again, precision and true peak detection, and a gain of 5.8 decibels. So these channels, so let me show you these sort of channels here. So what we've got, oh, this also has EQ on it and a compressor as well. And it's a piano track. So it's grand piano, instrumental, volume -8 decibels, release 2.281, blah, blah, blah. So that's basically telling you what it is, basically. This track, which is alongside here, which you can't highlight because it's not an actual track, this is your whole output track. So this is everything. So this is the sound of your whole everything when it's playing together. So the only thing we have on this is a compressor. This is a slightly different compressor. This is a studio vocal compressor. And this has a threshold of 15 decibels, a ratio of 2.6 to 1. Hardly any makeup on it at all. It has a bit of attack, so it gives you a bit of punchiness. A little bit of release. Threshold of 0. Distortion, it's only got no distortion at all, but it's also got a mix of 100%. So that means it mixes everything together very nicely. I also want to show you the reed elements of the song. So this isn't spoken about enough. So what I did to get this up is I clicked on this button here, which is at the top. What this does is this is basically another way then of determining how loud a vocal is. So as you can see, there's nothing on this track. There's nothing. It's really low. Nothing. And then you get the last part of it. And it basically reads, you can drag these up and down, these yellow lines, add dots in, and you can like adjust each of them up and down depending on how loud you want vocals. So for example, if your compressor isn't doing exactly what you want it to do, you can also do it manually with this as well, just to add a little bit more to it as well. So that is the automation, that's what that's called. We've got the flex, which just shows you the monophonic things of the song. And that's about it. I can't really show you anything else of this song because that's it done. But that's that song. So basically, what I do is there's also a section here to write all your lyrics. This is on this lyric button up here, which is highlighted. You can write down all your lyrics, so you don't have to bother about writing them in real life. So this is a little bit more complicated. The green tracks are not, well, they are audio tracks, but they're sample instrument tracks. So they're software instrument tracks, basically. So we're going to mute the whole vocal. Let's solo everything. So the first thing which I'm going to show you is, we're not going to go through the vocal first, we're going to go through that last. This one is a Cosmic Cruise electric piano. This has nothing on it. And we've got Cosmic Cruise synth chords, and this one has a chroma verb on it, which is non-linear vintage synth solo. So basically this is a sort of hard to explain. It's a little bit like EQ, but it's for instruments, sort of. So this has this one on it, and it also has a FAT on it as well, PHAT FX. This looks complicated, but it has basically low resolution and a high resolution on it. A little bit of distortion. We've got down swamp, bit crush, and very drive distortion. Then we've got a mix of mod effects and different filters and stuff like that in this section of this song. So we've got that one. Okay, next we've got a low disco beat. Again, which has nothing on it. Then we have an ethereal disco beat, which again has nothing on it. This is a sampler track that we've got here. I'm not going to go through all of this because I don't have time to explain everything, but you can see this is what I've got here for this track. We also then have chorus on the track as well. Custom chorus, rate, intensity, and mix. We then have tape delay. So this is delay, so how like, it's sort of a bit like echo, but it just got a slight delay on it. It's only slight, as you can see up here. We've then got flutter rate, flutter intensity, and then feedback from it as well. It says that. And we've also got a gain on here, which is just a gain of 3, so pretty self-explanatory. Then we have a Les Inferno guitar, and also a J Dance. I don't know why these are French, but a Les Inferno guitar and a J Dance beat. Then we have a bass track, which is a synth bass. This has alchemy, fat, and channel again. Let's look at the fat just so I can show you. for anyone who's interested. This. It has a warm type of bass enhancer on it. Next, we've then got, when it comes to this chorus, we've got a groovy electric guitar coming in here. We've then got another bass. This is a Making Moves sample bass. This, you're not ready, is all I say. So we've got bass amp. So this is being run through a simple manual Logic bass amp. So like you'd plug a bass in, you can also run it through a bass amp to get a direct pickup and a direct preamp setting onto it. We've then got compressor, which is a manual compressor. This is what this one looks like for this bass. We've then got another fat on here, EQ, step. We've got step modulator on this one with a gate and a pan. On this one as well. When we've got channel EQ, I'm just going to go through them. Ensemble. This looks a little bit more complicated. So what this is you can change. So for example, if you did this on a vocal track and it was only you singing, you can change the amount of voices so that there's 5 layers of you singing, and you can then also change whether you want them to sing a harmony, whether you want them to sing an octave, blah 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 blah. So we've got LF1, LF2 and random. So this controls the level of it and also the compensation and the output mix and the spread of it. So this is a symphonic 5-voice track. Let's listen. I'm not finished yet. We've got reverb on this. Again, this is the reverb I've got on this track. Nothing complicated really. Then we've got a Leno Testi, silver verb pre-delay setting on this. So we've got pre-delay, reflectivity, size, density time, rate, phase, dry and wet, and then high cut and low cut frequencies as well with this. Then next thing we've got is electromagnetic, oh my god, electromagnetic keys, which are over here. This is in the chorus section. We have chorus with this, tape delay again. Oh, I don't want to do that. Tape delay. Here it is. And we also have gain on this track as well. This is a synth which runs through Alchemy. So this is pretty self-explanatory. This is what I'm playing. And it repeats throughout the whole song. And then we need to go through my vocals, what is now on my vocals. So let's unsolo these. Okay. We have compressor. We've got rap vocal compressor because that's the style of the song. This is it. I'm not going to talk through it again, but we have soft distortion on my vocals this time rather than 0. So it all depends on what sort of song it is. We have channel EQ, which has nothing on it, but we also have pitch correction, which is not a F major pitch correction. This is just an autotune setting on its own. We also have some more bus channels that I was talking to you about earlier. And we also have this, which is a sort of a bus, but it's also the bass element. So this is a extended low pitch frequency thing, and this is the whole output for the whole song. So we have an exciter on here, which has the harmonic scale as well as a frequency, a sub bass, so an extra bass running alongside that gives it that sort of extra, to it. We then have a multi-print, which runs along here. This looks confusing, but this is what this looks like, basically. We then have a dry mix running alongside, as well as an added limited. Why does it keep saying that? As long as an added limited mix as well, and also a channel EQ of these as well. So that's what that is, and that is it. Oh, and a compressor, which is a custom graph compressor this time. So you can get them like this, or you can also get them as the graphs as well. But yeah, that is that song. This doesn't look quite as complicated, but it is. So let's start up here. We've got the guitar, which is channel EQ on the guitar. We've got piano. We've got channel EQ, space designer, and it's put through bus 2 and 3. We've then got a SoCal drum set, a drum kit with a compressor on it. This is the compressor I have on this one. So they're all different. They all do different things. This vintage one makes it sound slightly more old school, the drums. So I've got this one on it for what it is. And then we also have running alongside this is a bar band drum set as well. Then we also have, now we're moving on to the actual element of the chorus here. We've got a 70s ballad piano 1 and 2. And then underneath that, also playing in the chorus, we have a bass, which has a space design and compressor on it. Again, space design, you remember, reverb. So there's that playing. Then it repeats. Then we get into the, what's it called? Bridge? Is this the bridge? It's not really a bridge as such. What it is it's different melodies, but it's got the exact same instruments playing throughout it. It's literally just my voice that makes the different instruments. So we're going to go through my voice now. This one's not as complicated as the last song. This one has space designer, channel EQ, compressor, natural vocal on this one instead, as well as pitch correction, which is a user default C major one. Pretty self-explanatory. Then we've got underneath here, this is this the chorus, isn't it? Yeah. So we've got a space design compressor again on it. Then when we move into the all the harmonies. So these are all the harmonies down here. We have this one is the whole way to bus 4, along with pitch correction, again C major, but it's got slightly more on it. Natural vocal, but a vintage natural vocal on this one. This one's panned to the right. This one is then panned to the left. People think autotune is for people who can't sing. It's not. It's just sometimes it's for people who want their vocals to sound pitch perfect, but also want to add that sort of metallic sound to their voice. We've got another one underneath here, which has less. This has less on it. This is a less track one. But this one is, I have no idea. To be honest, I don't know what this is. And then we've also got this, which I haven't gone over, which is the final section, which is the electromagnetic keys section. And live horns I had as well, but I've taken them off. This one has tape delay, chorus, through a sampler, and gain. They are my songs. I'm going to show you the mixer for this one. Looks complicated, looks crazy, but when you know what you're doing, it's okay. And then we've got the stereo output, which is a compressor, and then the aux channel, which is aux 3, has space designer pitch correction on it as well. These are the notes of the song. I can show you what each section is playing, the notes, which is quite cool. You can either write it in yourself or it does it automatically. I can't be fucked to write it in myself, so it does it automatically for you, which is pretty flipping cool. So that is my song. That is my tutorial of my 3 songs. I'm sorry this video is really long, but I hope it helped you in some way figure out some stuff. So yeah, I'll see you soon. Thank you very much.